We've been trying to identify what specific policy changes did Joe Biden make, or was Joe Biden behind to understand why he was paid and his family was paid these $20+ million, although Nancy Mace told me it's up to $50 million.
Well, Maria, you're absolutely right. Well, we know policy changes were made. Joe Biden, as vice president of the United States, withheld $1 billion in U.S. aid to Ukraine to get the Ukrainian prosecutor Viktor Shokin fired.
It's funny how Marjorie Taylor Greene has been saying this for a while, but hasn't been able to produce enough proof to get the House to even vote on an impeachment inquiry. Kevin McCarthy had to declare an impeachment inquiry, and even after all this time, they can't even get enough Republicans to agree that they should even be inquiring about impeaching Joe Biden. However, there is actually proof that Supreme Court justices are taking private jets to fishing trips and vacations with billionaires and then ruling on cases that they're involved in.
He did not recuse himself from this case, and in fact, he used his seat on the Supreme Court after all of this to rule in Singer's favor. And following the decision, Mr. Singer's hedge fund was ultimately paid $2.4 billion because of this ruling. Not a bad return on investment for a fishing trip there. Now, Professor Clark, would a federal judge in a lower court be required to recuse himself?
The gentlelady's time has expired.
May I answer the question, sir?
I think the discretion of the chair, yes, you can answer the question.
Thank you, sir. Yes, there's a federal statute, I believe it's 28 U.S.C. 455, that does require recusal by both justices and judges under certain circumstances.
Did you guys really just listen to what she said? These people are not our people. They're not for us. If you're a millionaire or billionaire in this country, you can essentially buy the Supreme Court. Is that not the craziest thing you've ever heard? How is a Supreme Court justice not required to recuse himself when ruling in a case that involves someone who has given him an all expenses paid vacation? As a college coach, I can tell you this. If I did something similar to this with an athlete, it would be a recruiting violation. I might lose my job, but definitely my entire school's athletic department would be on probation. Can we at least hold Supreme Court justices to the same standards that we hold college athletes and coaches? And this has been going on for years, as Congresswoman Summer Lee points out.
So to sum all this up, back in 2009, as the Supreme Court prepared to decide Citizens United, one Nazi-obsessed vacation funding billionaire named Harlan Crow began funding Federalist Society leader Leonard Leo's scheme with Justice Thomas's wife to exploit the anticipated outcome of her husband's rulings. Their goal was to build a right-wing money machine allowing billionaires to fund changes to the judiciary and overturn years of judicial rulings they disagreed with, from abortion to environmental protections to LGBTQIA plus rights. One of these Leo and Koch-backed dark money operations donors trust then became the deep pockets funding the end of affirmative action decided by the court in July. And another billionaire hedge fund tycoon who flew another Supreme Court justice, Alito, to another luxury vacation via another private jet as he gave to another conservative think tank working to block Biden's student loan forgiveness plan, got his way to the cases before the Supreme Court that same day in July, blocking debt relief for 40 million Americans.
So while Marjorie Taylor Greene is making up conspiracies about Joe Biden being paid off, there's actually proof that most of the rulings on issues during our time, whether it be loan debt relief, abortion, healthcare, marriage equality, have been controlled by the 1% who are able to buy conservative judges. And I'm going to be real with you guys. A lot of this is happening because a lot of you guys stayed home and didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. So what do we have now? We have a Supreme Court that is 6'3" conservative with a bunch of crooks who are being paid to make decisions. The only way this will change is if we vote for liberal and progressive members of Congress and presidents. Period.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.